What's happening, my friends? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Katz, hashtag JBT. William Old School Rant, hashtag JBT. Melanin Queen 27. D1 from the Average White Man Podcast, hashtag JBT. Bruce Gas, Cannabis Education and Entertainment TV. What's up, Bruce Gas? I like the new handle there, bro. Bruce Gas, Cannabis Education and Entertainment TV in the building. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. Today, the uppercut in boxing. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian. And that's me, bringing you all that boxing history. That's right, boxing, the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it, can't get enough of it. How's everyone doing this Monday afternoon edition of Cat Sports, the Box Historian? Let's talk fashion. Remo in the building. Mike Mazik in the building. Salute everyone. Welcome to beginning of another week of Cat Sports, the Box Historian, and another week of boxing history. You know, Monday has become the punch of the week day, and the punch of the week this week is the uppercut. Okay. We're going to talk about what is an uppercut, the importance of a boxer having an uppercut in their arsenal, and we are going to talk about exactly how you execute an uppercut. And of course, I got some of the best uppercut stoppages in boxing history. Like I got that one where Tank Davis put Leo Santa Cruz to sleep. You know, he was asleep before he hit the canvas. Remember, he was smiling, laying over there against that ring post. I was hoping somebody had came up with a pillow, you know, laying up against that hard ring post. But he was smiling. I got that one. About Rocky Marciano when Suzy Q went up, when he used Suzy Q to put that vicious uppercut on Joe Louis, remember, in their fight. Finished Joe Louis off. Suzy Q was Rocky Marciano's right hand, by the way. Yeah. I got a few Mike Tysons, like the one he did on Michael Spinks in their 92nd fight. And I got the one Buster Douglas did on Mike Tyson, too. Remember? But we had some great boxing this past weekend. Boxing reared its ugly head again, the corruption. You know, O'Shaquie Foster, Ralston Conceição. That was ugly. Yeah. But that's our sport, you know. We know it's corrupt, but we still love it. It's always been corrupt. I've been watching boxing since the 80s, and it's been corrupt since the 80s. So, you know, nothing new. But, yeah. You know, they can ruin people's careers and stuff with that nonsense, man. It's just bad. But we got not one, not two, 3 cards coming up this weekend. We got another Friday card. Yep. And then we got 2 on Saturday. Of course, the JBT big meet and greet will be around the Jaron Ennis David Avanesian fight. Only reason I say his name right, I've heard it announced so many times. I would have been said David Avanesian. Kun or something, But David Avenesian, that's his name. Yeah. Joe back in the building. Salute, Joe. The uppercut today. This is Cast Sports is where the hardcore is together, okay? I mean, we don't talk about what outfit a boxer fought in or who walked into the ring or what boxers are beefing on Twitter. We get into the nuts and bolts of boxing over here, okay? This is where the real hardcore fans gather. We don't talk that soap opera shit over here on Cast Sports, okay? So, that's what you want to talk. You're in the wrong place. This is hardcore boxing. This is a hardcore boxing area over here at Cast Sports. Okay, it just is what it is, You want to talk about what he wore to the ring and who walked into the ring? No, you're in the wrong area for that. So, I'm just letting you know. I keep it 100, This is for the hardcores. And we got a lot of boxing historians in here too. Bruce Gas, Old School, Joe. They know their boxing history, man. Yeah. But salute to everybody, Appreciate everybody rocking with me today. Man, Cast Sports is growing. It's starting to be more and more people in here when I start out now. Because I usually wait until 2:30 to get some more people in, give my people time to get in the building. But they're starting to come right off the bat now. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus is in the building too. Salute Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. You're in. This is JBT territory. And we're just new, man. We haven't even got a year up under our belt. And man, we are firing on all cylinders over here. We got to fire old shows and fire new shows. I tell you, man, that Angry White Man podcast took off like a rocket ship, man. That thing just came out the gate. William Old School ran D1 wasn't playing with it, man. Yeah. They came on and did a post-fight Saturday night, man. A fire post-fight. Yeah. One of the best post-fight analysis in these YouTube speaks. And they just been going for like a matter of weeks, man. You would think they've been on for like years. Yeah. It's all JBT. Just boxing talk. That's all we're doing. I like that name. Goose Gas, Cannabis, Education, and Entertainment TV. Salute, Goose Gas. We got Let's Talk Fashion in here, Remo. He comes on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. He's one of our fire old podcasts now. Let's Talk Fashion. We got everything over here, man. Everything. Prison Talk with Tommy. That's Coach Thomas Morris, sharing his experiences with us. Spent 27 years in the New York State prison system. And now he's a successful personal trainer. His first child is on the way. What a story. And he's JBT. Okay? Just boxing talk. Old School. Man, why didn't you call me? We could have did the Sunny Liston today. I didn't know you was going to be in here. Oh, okay. But that's all good. We're going to get it done. We are going to get it done. So let's look at what we got coming up this week. Well, Saturday, Slick Shakur Stevenson got the win. I gave him an A. That win was good enough to beat anybody. His performance was good enough to beat anybody at 135, not named Tank. Okay? The guy gets all his criticism. And the man's been a champion in every division he's been in so far. 3 divisions, 126, 130, 135. He's been a champion. He gets more criticism than some guys that's been in the sport longer than him that never had a championship, But, everybody's not Tank. Everybody's not going to go out there putting people to sleep every fight. They're just not, man. You got the sweet science. Some of these people nowadays probably would have criticized the great, legendary Sweet Pea Whitaker, Hall of Famer, because he didn't go out there and get knocked out. He boxed this way using defense, ring generalship, ring IQ, slick moves. He boxed this way to wins. These people nowadays would have booed Sweetie. Come on, man. But that just shows that it's a lot more casual boxing fans than there is hardcores, man. And a lot of people that call themselves hardcores, I'm sorry, are casuals. You know, words and actions speak louder than words. You know, just see how a person acts, and with words to it. You know, they put these chats, prove their casualness. Is that a word, casualness? But yeah, it's a lot more casuals than there is hardcore. Because, you know, the sweet science is part of it, a big part of it. How many boxers do you know that has 100% knockout rate? I don't know many. So nobody gets a knockout every time. Sometimes some fighters get knockouts more than others. So, you know, it just is what it is. But, you know, I'm a little biased because I like Slick Shakur Stevenson. He's my second favorite boxer behind that monster from Baltimore. But yeah, the young man is a 3-division champion. He's been a champion in every weight division he's been in. And for the people that say he don't deserve the Tank fight, well, why did Frank Martin deserve it? Frank Martin's never been a champion, but he got the Tank fight. So how come Shakur don't deserve it? What has Loma done more than Shakur to deserve it? That's the best fight in boxing right now. Slick Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis. Let's talk it up, not down. Okay, let's talk this fight up. Let's talk it up. Oh yeah, well, you and D1 deserve the praise, man, because y'all are doing y'all thing over there on the Average White Men podcast, man. Angry White Men. Keep thinking about the Average White Man. Angry White Men podcast. William Old School of Rant and D1. Okay. And warn people, go in there careful, because they will chew you up and grind you up and spit you out over there, man. Like that one guy. What's his name? The boxing something. He's a casual. Okay. Thinks he's a hardcore, but that guy is a casual. Bona fide casual boxing fan. Don't know shit about boxing. The first time I see his name over here, he's blocked. I don't tolerate that nonsense. And he talks a bunch of nonsense that doesn't even make sense. You know? So yeah. That's one of the people I don't want for need. This is for hardcores. Okay? Hardcore boxing fans only. You know? Don't want to hear none of that BS over here. So we're gonna start in about 5 or 10 minutes. Today is the what is today? Oh, there's the title right there. The Uppercut In Boxing. Hardcore boxing news in the building. What's up, Jay Hardcore? Salute. Jay Hardcore, that's the founder of the JBT there. And what an idea he had, man. Wow. And it's taken off. Like I said, we're clicking on all cylinders. But salute Jay Hardcore. Hashtag JBT. And don't forget, we got less than a week now to the drawing for the big 55-inch color TV. Coming up Sunday at the meet and greet. Okay? Just send $10 to $ JBT Network, all capital letters, #1, and you're in. And we got people with 4 chances. Big Dre got 4 chances. Tampa Tommy got like 3 or 4. So at least get 1. And you're helping out a good cause. And you can always just donate, you know. Help this JBT network out. Because we are going places. Okay? And we have left the station. We're a little ways down the tracks. You can still run down there and catch up and get on, but you better hurry up. Because we're going to be gone out of sight of the station soon. It's going to be too late to get on board, so you better get on board now. Okay? We Still moving slow, waiting on some stragglers to run down and catch up. But soon we're going to be taking off seriously. Too late to get on board. But that's it. $JBT Network 1. And you're in. Okay? And then it only takes one chance. I mean, 4 or 5 chances will help, but it only takes one. Only one name is going to come out of that box on the drawing. And that's like a $300 prize for $9 because we are going to send you $1 back notifying the winner. So you're really getting it for $9. A 55-inch color TV. Where they do that at? Right, Jay? Where they do that at, man? I got 2 of them. I paid way more than $9. We're going to send you the Cash App notifying you that you won. And then you just wait on the truck to pull up with your TV. When I told you about Big Dave and his crew, it's a Big Dave in every neighborhood. They put one of mine out on the front step one time. But luckily it was daylight. It was Big Dave. They come out after dark. They would have got me. So be on the lookout. So we're going to find out the winner Sunday. I can't wait to see who wins it. Coming up Sunday. We got both of the angry white men in here. William Old School Iran and D1 in the building. With that fire new podcast. Doing post-fight analysis and everything over there. Wow. They currently like they've been on here for years. So they just been doing it for a matter of weeks. I remember when we first started talking about it in Jay Hardcore's chat. And it was talked into existence. And that's a fire podcast. Angry white men. Yeah. And me and William Old School of Rant did a show too. We talked about doing something once a month because Old School has a lot of boxing history too. We got to tap into that. We could have did the other one today if he had called me because he's in here. I don't know why. Well, are you out of the hospital, Old School? He was in the hospital. But that's a good thing about YouTube. You can do shows anywhere. As long as you have a phone or your laptop, you can do it anywhere. But hope you're feeling better, Old School. Are you home, Old School? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. We got to get a put it in the chat t-shirt. Put it in the chat, damn it. Oh, yeah, we're coming up next weekend. We got 3 cards. We got one Friday this week. Guess who it is? Chocolatito himself is back in the ring. Roman Gonzalez, yep. Fighting Robert Barrera. I saw that. I said, what? Chocolatito? Yeah, 10 rounds. Bantamweights. Chocolatito is at 118. Last time he fought was 115 against Juan Francisco, remember? That was way back in 2022. But Chocolatito has moved up to bantamweight. He's back in the ring Friday. Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito himself. And then, of course, Saturday, the JBT meet and greet is scheduled around the Jerron Ennis fight, but it's another fight Saturday too. Janabek is fighting Andre. I'm not gonna touch his last name. It starts with an M. It's got like 15 letters in it. You know, Cass Sports ain't touching that. Yes, I am. Andre Mikhailovich. I think that's right. Andre Mikhailovich. Go ahead, Cass. Going up against Janabek. Oh, man. A main man on the card, Raymond Muratalla. Guess who Raymond is fighting? Tevin Farmer. Raymond Muratalla is going to put Tevin Farmer to sleep, man. Watch. Tevin must need the bag. He can't beat Raymond. Up-and-coming young fighter. That might be bad for Tevin. Raymond Muratalla versus Tevin Farmer. Friday night. That's the co-main, too. Got Ruben Villa on the card. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. William Foster III and Erickson Garcia, did that get canceled from last week? Because that was on the Shakur card, remember? That was on the William Cepeda card, but now they got it scheduled on this one. because that was supposed to be on the non-televised version, so I'm not sure about that. Then, of course, we got the big one of the weekend is Jaron Ennis versus David Avenesian. And give David Avenesian his props. So many people won't fight. David Avenesian is getting in there, so he deserves his props for getting in the ring with Jaron Ennis. And the co-main is the female fight, Sky Nicholson. Sky's going to be in Philly? All right. Great young female fighter, Sky Nicholson, against Diana Vargas. And Sky is a WBC women's featherweight champion. Wow, I didn't know Sky was going to be in Philly. That's a great card. Henry LeBron on it. Jaleel Hackett on it. That is a pretty good card, man. Jaleel's going up against Peter Dobson. That's the guys at Fort Connor Bend. Was it last year? So great weekend of boxing. I think it's the Pro Box week too, right? I believe. Pro Box week. But I know what week it is. It's the Let's Talk Fashion Week, Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. We should be getting a preview on it tomorrow on my show, about 3:45 or so. So yeah, let's get ready to talk about the Uppercut In Boxing. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. I think I got everybody. Flawless Mentality and Black Excellence, hosted by Dr. Mark in the building. Salute Flawless Mentality. How are you today, my brother? Always good to see Flawless Mentality in the building. Salute. Salute. Double salute for Flawless Mentality. And let's see who else came in here while I was going over the fight. Let's talk fast. You been in? Oh, Jaleel's fighting Peter Dobson. Remember the guy at Fort Connor Bend? I believe it was last year. Well, it could have been early this year. I think it was last year. Remember Remo, the guy at Fort Connor Bend? Peter Dobson went the distance with him. Put up. He's a good veteran fighter. Be a good test for Jaleel. Holmes Smith. Salute, Holmes Smith. How are you? Yeah, I got Holmes Roy. Yeah. Salute Holmes Smith. Holmes Smith in the building. Yeah, Remo, he's fighting Peter Dobson. Okay. You got tickets too, don't you? Okay. Yeah. A lot of JBT personnel will be at the fight and in the area this weekend. We'll be going for the you got your ticket for that 55-inch color TV yet? You better get it because the drawing is next Sunday, less than a week away. Okay. Going to be a winner. Only way you're going to win it is get a ticket, right? That's the only way. I didn't get a ticket because I'm the treasurer. It wouldn't look right if I won. You know, if I wasn't me, I would be mad if I won, you know. I mean, he's the treasurer, taking down the names. How he win? Gas Sports might come out of that meet and greet with some bodily harm or something. He messed around and win that TV, man. So, no, I didn't get in it. Nope. Jay Hardcore told me I could get in it, but I said, nah, man, somebody might hurt me up there if I win the TV. So I said no. But I wanted it bad, but that's okay. I'll maybe win the next one. So let's get ready to talk about the Uppercut In Boxing. Okay? That's going to be the show today. We're going to talk about just what the uppercut is, the importance of it, a fighter having it in his arsenal, exactly how you throw it. We're going to talk about some disadvantages of it too. You know, how it can get you in trouble. You don't execute it properly. Because the uppercut, you don't execute it properly, you can be vulnerable for a counter. And most times you get counter punch after throwing an uppercut. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad for you. So you got to use the proper technique. And, you know, we're going to talk about it. Okay? So let's go with the show. Yeah, Jaron Ennis versus David Avenesian, July 13th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the Zone. But like I said, we got 3 cards this week and another Friday one. Chocolatito himself, the veteran from Nicaragua. Trump told me a couple weeks ago that Chocolatito was back in action this year, and there it is. I thought he had retired. Him and Ron Francisco. But they both fighting again around the same time. Yeah. And wasn't that a Shacky fight something? Him and Conceição, man. How did they give that fight to Conceição? The man landed 11% of his punches. He landed in double digits 2 rounds. I mean, is there room in boxing for the boxer anymore? The ones that just use the sweet signs? Is it, I mean, you have to be a knockout artist now? Wow. I mean, man. And then look how long it took them to turn the cards in, okay? Now, the judges are on 3 different sides of the ring. They can't confer during the fight. But when it takes all that time after the fight, you know what's happening. They done got all 3 of those cards together. Now they doctoring them. Make them look like they want them to look out. Because the judges, I think they had O'Shaki winning, but then the cards were doctored, you know? For whatever reason, they wanted Conceição to win, but I don't know what value he brings to being champion. I mean, you know, he's not no big-time money fighter, big pay-per-view fighter. And has the guy ever been on pay-per-view? Why would they cheat for him? I don't get it. But it was obviously corruption and some cheating involved. But like I said, I've been watching boxing from the 80s, and it's been corrupt since the 80s. So, you know, that's just boxing. That's all. But the uppercut in boxing, okay? Got a nice slideshow for you today. You know, like Remo said, I'm not no big-time technological guy. I keep it simple, you know. All I want to do is talk boxing history. Nothing fancy. No big fancy intros or nothing like that. Just KISS. Keep it simple. Okay? That's all. Just simple boxing history. For the hardcores. This is hardcore territory over here on Cat Sports. Okay? We get into the nuts and bolts of boxing. Punches. Every aspect of the sport. Okay? That's what it's all about. Because anything you're interested in, if you know the history of it, it makes it better when you're watching it, you know. Because when those 2 people are in the ring competing, that's just the end result. It's a lot more goes into it than that, you know. And that's where I come in at. But the uppercut in boxing, okay? Anybody come in? Foster, okay, old school. We're gonna have time at the end. We're gonna get some link time at the end. Okay. Now, the uppercut was formerly known as the undercut, right? And it's sometimes also referred to as the upper. Now, it's a punch that's used in boxing, and it starts low, travels upward, vertically, aiming at the opponent's chin or upper abdomen, you know, upper abdomen or solar plexus, whichever one you want to call it, same thing. Now, it is along with the cross, one of the 2 main punches that count in the statistics as power punches, okay? Along with the cross, one of the 2 main power punches, uppercut, okay? And uppercuts are useful when thrown at close range, more useful at close range, because they are considered to cause more damage, you know. Now, the uppercut is a powerful punch, and is capable of delivering a knockout blow, okay? Now, additionally, it is likely that a boxer would miss the uppercut if it's thrown when their opponents are apart, okay? I done lost my place. There we go. Now, uppercuts usually do more damage related to the chin, right? But they can also cause severe pain and injury when thrown to the body. Okay, particularly the solar plexus, like I was saying, solar plexus, abdomen, or when landing on the nose or eyes, right? Now, the punch moves exactly as its name implies. It usually initiates from the attacker's belly, right? Making an upward motion, kind of like resembles a pirate's hook in shape before it lands on the opponent's face or body, okay? Now, in a conventional boxing combination, the uppercut is normally the second punch thrown, usually after the jab. But it can initiate or finish a combination, okay? Can start off a combination with an uppercut, but normally an uppercut follows behind the jab, okay? Now, when executing an uppercut, the attacker should stay close to the target so as to prevent the opponent from detecting that the punch is coming, right? And countering. Most uppercuts get countered by a straight punch. And like I was telling you earlier, you know, you get counted after throwing an uppercut, it usually turns out bad. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Now, an uppercut from the outside also loses some of its power because the arm is no longer bent at the elbow and cannot effectively transfer the total body force in the upward movement. Think about it, you know. If you throw it too far out, the elbow is going to become unbent and it's not going to have all the force in the upward movement once it become unbent, right? It's not going to have the same force. So that's why it's better to be in close, you know, when you execute the uppercut. Okay? Now, guy by the name of Samuel Elias, also known as Dutch Sam. Now, he gets credit with creating the uppercut. It was originally called the undercut, right? It was reported that Dutch Sam created havoc with the new punch until a new way was found to block it. Okay? Now, some boxers that famously used the uppercut included Lennox Lewis, Joe Louis, Wilfredo Gomez, Julio Cesar Chavez, Sonny Liston, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Ruben Oliveras, Sandy Sadler, Canelo, that monster from Baltimore, Devontae Tank Davis, and a few others. Like Joe was saying earlier, Joe had put a couple names in there. Joe is a boxing historian too. By the way, he's been putting some very good stuff in here. And where's Joe? Yeah, Joe. I meant to oh, come on, man. Wow. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, there you go, Joe. Joe, you are now managing moderator on Cast Sports, okay? Appreciate you, Joe. Mike Rim is in the building. What's up, Mike Rim? How are you today? I knew Mike was coming. Lonnie Lee will be along in a minute, too. That's why I wait till 2:30. Lonnie Lee doesn't get off till 2:30. You know, I don't want them to miss too much of this show. Mike Rim. Salute, Mike. We're talking about the uppercut today. Monday is the day that I do the punch of the week. And this week it's the uppercut. Remember last week it was the hook. Today it's the uppercut. And I got some fights. I got like 30 fights, man, of some of the best uppercut stoppages in history. And I got a few of those you was talking about too, Joe. You'll see. Stick around. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. Now, let's talk about how you execute the uppercut, okay? Executing the uppercut. See, that's Mike Tyson right there. I think that's Marvis Frazier, that fight, remember? Marvis didn't want to be a boxer. His father, Joe, forced him into it, but Marvis just didn't have it like his daddy did, man. And that boy got beat up. Mike beat him up. Larry Holmes beat him up. Larry Holmes was punching on him and calling the referee to stop it. Then Bip, 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 punch him again. Come on, referee, stop, because I don't hit this board no more. Bip, bip, bip. Come on, referee, get over here, stop. Remember that, Jay? I know Jay Bruce Gas remember that. Larry Holmes and Marvin's Frazier. Yeah. And I believe that's Marvin's right there getting uppercutted by Mike. Yeah. He didn't have it in him. You know, his father, I think his father forced him into the sport, man. And I think after the Tyson fight, that was it for him. Tyson was after Holmes, yeah. Yeah. Joe realized the boy didn't have it, man. Well, I mean, the man didn't have it. And yeah, he got out of it. Yeah. But he got pieced up something before he did. And Joe shouldn't have did that to the man. Let the man be a lawyer or something, a police officer or a correctional officer or something, man, you know? Didn't want to be a boxer, and it clearly showed. Because he got his ass beat a couple times, man. I know Joe wanted to jump in and take up for him, but no, he was a trainer then, Joe. Okay, executing the uppercut. Okay, now the uppercut is one of the most devastating punches in a boxer's arsenal, right? Now, when it's executed properly, it's capable of generating immense power and catching opponents off guard. Mm-hmm. Now, mastering the uppercut can give a fighter an edge in the ring, add to their boxing skills, and definitely elevate their performance. So let's take a look at the steps. Take a look at the steps to execute the uppercut, okay? All right. Blitz Tactique. What's up, Blitz Tactique? Welcome to Cast Sports. Over here, we get into the nuts and bolts of boxing. Okay? A lot of history. Monday is the punch of the week day. This week, it's the uppercut. Just up to executing it. Has an uppercut executed properly. The salute Blitz Tactique. Glad to have you in the building, my brother. Okay, now, where was it? Oh, step one. It's like 6 steps to really execute the uppercut properly. Okay. Now, step one, establishing the stance. Okay? Establishing the stance. That's right, Melanie Queen. If you want to get in there for that TV, it's less than a week away. There's Melanie Queen 27 has the Cash App in the chat right now. Just send $10 to that and you're in. Or $10 per chance. You don't have to only send $10. Now you can get 20 chances. What is it? $200? Or 200 chances, send $2,000. You know, you'll probably win it. But you say, well, I'm gonna send $2,000. I'll just take $300 and go buy the damn TV. But you know what I'm saying. $10 per chance, right? Okay, let me get back to the uppercut. Right. Establishing the stance. Now, to throw an effective uppercut, the fighter needs a solid foundation. That's key. Solid foundation. Okay? Now, a proper boxing stance is established by positioning the feet shoulder width apart. Okay? Put your feet shoulder width apart with the dominant foot slightly behind the other. Okay? Now, if you're orthodox, that's your right foot slightly behind your left. Now, if you're a southpaw, you got your left foot, dominant foot slightly behind the right foot, dominant foot in the back, just slightly behind the front foot. Now, you keep your knees slightly bent, right? And maintain a relaxed, balanced posture. Now, the hands should be kept up, protecting the face, and the elbows tucked close to the body, right? You know, gotta always be defensive minded, even if you're a knockout puncher. Not just boxers like Shakira and O'Shaq. Even if you're a knockout boxer, you still gotta keep your mind on their defense. Keep them hands up and elbows close to their body. Now, step 2, loading the punch, okay? Now, the power of an uppercut comes from the legs and hips, okay? Comes from the legs and hips. So it's essential to load the punch correctly. Now, the weight should be shifted onto the back foot. That's that dominant foot, remember? Shift your weight onto that while bending the knees slightly. And you're keeping the front foot firmly planted, okay? Now, this will enable more power to be generated when the punch is thrown, okay? Remember, the weight should be shifted on the back foot, bend the knees slightly, keep the front foot firmly planted. This enables more power to be generated when the punch is thrown. Now, step 3, you got to rotate your hips. Rotate the hips. Now, as the uppercut is initiated, rotate the hips in the direction of the punch, okay? Left uppercut, rotate your hips in that direction, right? Rotate them to the right. Rotate the hips in the direction of the punch. This rotation is crucial for generating power and maintaining your balance, okay? And the fighter must be careful to not over-rotate because that could leave them vulnerable to counterattacks. That's what I was saying about it could be bad. You get countered off of an uppercut. You over-rotate, you'll be very vulnerable because you're going to be leaning in that direction that you over-rotated in. And that's when that counter will come, okay? Step 4, drive the fist upward, okay? Drive the fist upward. With the hips rotating, drive your fist upward in a smooth, controlled motion. Okay, in a smooth, controlled motion. And now the arm throwing the uppercut should remain slightly bent at the elbow. Remember what I was saying, because that, if it becomes unbent, that lessens the power of it. So the arm throwing the uppercut should remain slightly bent at the elbow, and the fist should be aimed at the target, usually the opponent's chin or body. Now the other hand, remember, should be kept up to protect the face from potential counters. That's important. Step 5, the follow-through. A well-executed uppercut requires the right amount of follow-through. After making contact with the target, the fighter must continue to drive the fist upwards. But avoid overextending their arm. This will help ensure they maintain control and balance throughout the punch. Now this is step 6 is very important. Yeah, I think, of course, he's mentally ill, Bliss tactic. Yeah, very mentally ill. Yeah, 100% Bliss tactic. I think Ryan is very mentally ill. He needs help bad. Very bad, yeah. Now, step 6 is very important. Reset your position. Now, immediately after throwing the uppercut, the fighter should return their hand to their original position to protect their face. They should also regain their balance and be prepared to continue to fight or defend against any upcoming punches. Okay? Now, Ryan is definitely mentally ill. Yeah. He's screaming out for help. He's young. His family should, that's the most important part. They should be the ones demanding that he get help, man. Yeah. That was all the steps to executing the uppercut properly. Now, executing the uppercut properly takes practice, patience, and a strong understanding of boxing technique. Now, one extremely important thing fighters need to be aware of about the uppercut. Now, this is what I was saying about the dangers of getting countered. One extremely important thing fighters need to be aware of about the uppercut is they travel a long way from base to target, all the way from the base of the torso to the chin or body of an opponent. That's where the attack is coming from, all the way down from the base of the torso, all the way up. Travels a long way, and that makes uppercuts notoriously easy to telegraph, right? When you're throwing a punch a long distance like that, yeah, very easy to telegraph. So you got to be careful. And due to this, they are also easy to parry and counter, right? Now, throwing uppercuts can cause the guard to lower too, exposing the chin and then making a fighter susceptible to counter hooks. Plus, this is what I was saying, counters to uppercuts are almost always devastating because after the punch, fighters are left in a very vulnerable position. If you don't pay attention to your defense, after throwing an uppercut, you are left in a very vulnerable position, and you get caught by a counter, it's almost always devastating. Okay? Now, Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? What's going on, AB? Punch of the week this week is the uppercut. Monday is the punch of the week day, uppercut. I think next week is going to be the combination. Like last week was the hook. Yeah, but this week is the uppercut. Now, I got 30 of the top uppercut knockouts of all time. And this is good here. This is very good. Got the slide display to them. Little commentary on them. I think you're going to enjoy this. Okay. Now, Janet Beck is fighting. I think Janet Beck is fighting this weekend. I told you Lonnie Lee was coming. There he is right there. What's up, Lonnie Lee? Lonnie Lee was showing off last week because he had that long weekend. He was the first one in here Thursday and Friday. 2 o'clock. We didn't have to wait. I started at 2:15 because Lonnie Lee was already in here. Yep, Thursday and Friday. Had that long 4th of July weekend. Salute, Lonnie Lee. We are back in the grind now, back in the work week. But Lonnie's here. Talking about the uppercut today, Lonnie. Monday is the punch of the week, right? But this week is the uppercut. Wow. Okay. Bliss Technique is 19 and wants to become a pro boxer. All right, Bliss Technique. Good luck to you, my brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm glad you found me. And yeah, Joe says, just remember the 5F. Okay. Joe is a big time boxing fan, historian, everything, man. Joe been putting some fire stuff in here, man. Yeah. Yeah. People are, I got a lot of historians in my chat. You know that old saying, birds of a feather flock together. And I got a lot of people in this chat that know their boxing history, man. And I told people that the people are going to find me, man. Like-minded people will come together. And they're starting to get in here, right? This is boxing history. This is hardcore fans over here, right? We don't do the who's beefing on Twitter and who walked them down the aisle and what they wore in the ring. No, we don't do that here. If that's what you want, you're in the wrong place. We get into the nuts and bolts of the sport over here, punches, everything, boxing, hardcore type shit. That's what we do at Cat Sports, okay? Hardcores only. No soap opera type shit over here. I'm sorry, but this just is what it is. Keep it 100. So let's look at these knockouts that I got. Some of the top uppercut knockouts of all time. Excuse my language. Okay. Oh, there go the 5F. Because I was wondering what they was, Joe. I didn't want to say nothing. I tried to act like I knew what they was, but I didn't know. But Joe has put them in there. Find them. Yeah, when Joe said the 5 F's, I played it off like I knew what it was, but I had no idea what it was. But here they go. Find them, fool them, feel them, fuck them, and forget them. Oh, those are the 5 F's, Joe. Okay. All right, thank you, Joe. The 5 F's. All right. Now let's look at these knockouts. Some of the top knockouts in boxing history. The first one is Janabek. It's not too good. Some of the pictures are not too good. I tried to find uppercuts on all of them, but some of them I couldn't find. But that's Janabek, and Janabek was fighting. Who was he fighting? Danny Dignam. That's Janabek on the right with the black, with the white shorts with the black trim around him. Yeah, Janabek. Now, Dignam suffered his first loss as a professional in this fight, right? In the 10th round of this showdown with Janabek. And this was for the interim WBO World Middleweight title. Janabek swarmed Dignam with punches while Dignam tried to get on his bicycle before finding himself trapped against the ropes. Janabek launched off a vicious barrage of crosses and lead hooks before dropping Dignam with an uppercut. The uppercut that put Dignam away was the only one Janabek threw during the exchange. That's how vicious the uppercut is. He had a barrage of hooks and crosses, but the first uppercut he threw during that barrage dropped him and put him away. Okay? The next one is old Bud Crawford. Old Bud Crawford. I think this was against, who was that against? Yeah, she got it written right there. Look at the paper, man. Terrence Crawford versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yeah, it was that one. BN Boxing News in the building. Salute BN Boxing News. What's up? That's another Fire JBT channel. It never stops, man. We just got so many Fire channels over in the JBT. It's just crazy. And we got less than a year. We basically just getting started. Salute BN Boxing News. I missed. Did you come on after the fight, sir, to BN Boxing News? I fell asleep before the fight went on, so that's why I missed you. I was knocked out. But yeah, BN Boxing News does some fire post-fight commentary, among other things. Just fire content over there. Subscribe, hit the all. You don't have no certain time he comes on, so hit the bell icon and hit all. You want all this fire content. Okay, Bud Crawford against Yuriorkis Gamboa. Okay. Now, this was Crawford's first successful title defense after he won the WBO lightweight strap, right, against Gamboa. And he couldn't have been more impressive in this fight, right? It was Crawford's first time fighting in Nebraska, in his native Nebraska, first fight there. And Gamboa did come to win. Gamboa dominated the opening rounds with his speed. But Crawford eventually made some adjustments. You know how Bud does. He always get beat in the first few rounds. But when he make that download and do them adjustments, it's all over. After he made the adjustments, he dropped Gamboa in the 5th round, 5th and 8th rounds, and twice in the 9th, 4 times. And the ending sequence involved Gamboa charging at Bud, despite being visibly hurt, before Crawford fired off a few hooks before landing before he ended the fight with an uppercut that landed flush. Okay? Bud Crawford beat Gamboa. That was his first title defense after he won the WBO lightweight crown against Yuriorkis Gamboa. Okay? Now the next one. But yeah, man, what was his last name? Blitz Technique. Yeah, anything you need, something, young man, you just come here to Cast Sports. If I can help you out, I will definitely help you out. this entire JBT. It's a good organization. We need young people like you to, get involved with us. So, stay in touch with the JBT box blitz technique. You get all the help and the advisement you need. We got some serious boxing minds over here. Yeah. Okay. The next one is Nonito Donaire, the Filipino Flash. This is not a very good picture neither. Against Manuel Vargas. Oh, it's not that bad. It's Nonito on the right. Getting that uppercut in a little bit. Nonito Donaire versus Manuel Vargas. Okay. I'm trying to keep the attention of the chat, so I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, you did one Saturday be in Boxing News. I was asleep. I fell asleep before the fight even ended, man. I was trying to stay awake, because I remember I caught you the other week. It was fire. But I'll catch you again. But fire post-fight boxing commentary, be in Boxing News. JBT. Now, Nonito Donaire versus Manuel Vargas. That's Nonito on the right. Okay. Now, Donaire defended the WBA interim super flyweight title. This was in 2010 against Vargas. Now, Vargas stepped in as a late-minute replacement for Gerson Guerrero, who was initially scheduled to face Donaire. Now, Donaire landed an uppercut during the third round, but Vargas tried to play it off by smiling. And when they do that, that indicates that it hurt. Somebody land that punch and they smile, that's just saying, oh, you hurt me, right? And that's how Donaire knew the first uppercut hurt him, right? So he spammed a few more. And the punch that ended the fight barely glanced off Vargas's chin. And this delayed effect made the finish even more spectacular. This fight was proof that an uppercut does not have to land flush to have a devastating effect on an opponent. Yeah. Anytime you see that fighter smile when you catch him good, they talking about that means you hurt me, right? And Donaire picked up on that, and that's when he rushed him and finished him off. Now this is a big one here. The next one is George Foreman and Joe Frazier. Remember that? Yeah, with that punch right there, Foreman lifted Frazier up off the floor. That was one of 6 knockdowns in the fight. Yeah, one of 6 of them. Yeah, Foreman knocked Frazier down 6 times. And Frazier was the champion coming into it. So, I got my place marker right here. There we go. George Foreman versus Joe Frazier. Now, George Foreman's 1973 knockout of Joe Frazier was a thing of beauty. Foreman sent Frazier to the canvas 6 times during the fight, finishing him off with a swift uppercut in the second round that sent Frazier crashing to the canvas. Now, the uppercut was so brutal that it actually lifted Frazier off the canvas before he went down, right? And Foreman had Frazier pinned against the ropes, and that restricted Frazier's movement and ability to evade the punches with head movement, making it one of the best times to unload hard punches, right? Yeah, Foreman lifted him up off the mat with that uppercut before he hit the deck. Sure did. The next one is Ray Mercer versus Francesco Damiani. That's Ray. Francesco on the left. See the uppercut catching him? Right on the side of the mouth. Okay, that's the next one we're going to talk about. I hope everybody enjoying the show. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. I'm starting to stay above double digits for the entire show now, man. I'm moving on up. Finally found a piece of the rock. There's Azim Shabazz. Yeah, Joe, they lifted Frazier off the floor. What's up, Azim Shabazz? The big meet and greet is this weekend in your town, Philly. Are you going to the fight, Azim? Boots and David Ebenezer. And everybody, give David Ebenezer his props, man. He's getting in the ring with Boots. A lot of them won't do it. So David deserves credit and props for that, man. He's getting in the ring with him. Boy, I can say for Cody, I think Cody made that up about the eyes. He didn't want to fight Boots anyway. And we saw during the press conference, Cody was thinking, how am I going to get out of this shit? And he came up with the excuse of the eyes. He got out of it. But David Ebenezer is getting in there. He's going to get the hell beat out of him, but he's getting in there. Give the man props. He got in there with Bud. David is a warrior. Okay. Now, here we go. Oh, man. Ray Mercer versus Francesco Damiani. I gotta have some think time because old school want to come talk about Oshaki and Sensacia. I hate to have to cook my buddy old school. It look like I might have to today. I think we disagree on that. But I'm gonna drop the link, old school. I ain't gonna cook you too bad. Now, Ray Mercer versus Francesco Damiani. Ray Mercer's 1989 knockout of Francesco Damiani was as memorable as it gets. This fight was back and forth, with both men landing some big shots early in the fight, but in the end, it was Mercer's uppercut that did the most damage, sending Damiani crashing to the canvas. Right in the 9th round, the uppercut landed with so much force that it broke Damiani's nose, sending blood gushing through his nostrils. Right? Yeah, he was laying on the mat and blood was just going everywhere, man. Yeah, that was a bad one. Jay Hardcore probably seen it. It was in, when did I say that was? 1989. I don't know, Jay might have been kind of young. Bruce Gass saw it, I know that. Yeah. Bruce Gass saw it. Jay might have been like 9 or 10, I don't know. No, Jay was, I'm just messing with it. Because Jay was him and his mother was at the Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson fight. Jay said when Mike Tyson fight ended so soon, his mother fainted. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Jay was at that. Okay. The next one. Yeah, that's the one on the thumbnail. A different angle of it though. No, I went the wrong way. Go back, Cass. I went the wrong way. It's supposed to be Mike Tyson and Marcus Frazier. Yeah, there they are. Yeah. That's the one on the thumbnail, but it's like a different angle of it. Mike Tyson versus Marcus Frazier. Yeah, Marcus did really, I don't think he really wanted to be a boxer. I think his father, Joe Frazier, wanted him to be one, which was wrong to do that to your son, man. You know what I mean? Let the man be what he want to be. Right? That was the first WBO heavyweight title fight, Bruce. Okay. Oh, you saw that one last night, Joe? Okay, isn't that something? Joe watched Mercer and Damiani last night. He said Mercer was way behind. Okay, isn't that something? What a coincidence, and we talking about it today. Wow. Okay. Mike Tyson and Marcus Frazier. Bruce says the first WBO heavyweight fight. Was the Ray Mercer and Damiani, Bruce, the one you're talking about? Okay. This one is Mike Tyson and Marcus Frazier, Joe Frazier's son. Yeah, the legendary Joe Frazier's son also had a decent professional boxing career. Decent, yeah. But Tyson didn't seem one bit impressed by it. Tyson didn't seem one bit impressed by that last name, okay? And this fight was in 1986. Tyson scored the fastest knockout finish of his career up to that point when he fought Marvis. He trapped Marvis against the ropes before unloading a vicious barrage of uppercuts, a barrage of them. They left Frazier crumpled in the corner. It was one of the most brutal finishes in boxing history, with Frazier remaining motionless while his legs were folded under him. That was one of the performances that made Tyson's name synonymous with brutal uppercuts. Was that Marvis's last fight, anybody? Bruce or Joe? I know Marvis didn't fight much after that. I think that's the one that retired him, wasn't it? I know it was around that time. We got Nonito there getting a Filipino flash. He had a nice hook, nice uppercut. Donaire was bad down there in them lower weight classes, man. One of the best fighters from down there. Okay, this time against Hernan Marquez. Nonito Donaire. He's one of the greatest fighters ever down in those lower weight classes. He's had a Hall of Fame career already. That's Donaire on the left this time. Then, yeah, I think so. This is against Hernan Marquez. Right? Oh, 3 or 4 more? Okay, Joe, thank you. Yeah, I knew that was close to the end. Joe says Marvis had about 3 or 4 more after that. Okay. Yeah, I knew he didn't fight too much more after that one, because that was bad, man. That was bad. That was brutal, what Mike did to him, yeah. Now, Nonito Donaire was a pound-for-pound boxer back around that time. And he had some of the most powerful uppercuts in the bantamweight division, like I was just saying. He fought Hernan Marquez in 2010, and Marquez was 27-1 at the time of this fight, okay? And this is proof. And this is proof of this. Excuse me. This is proof that Donaire is one of the most powerful punchers in the bantamweight division history. Bantamweight division history. Okay. Now he landed a well-timed and accurate uppercut that knocked Hernan down and out for the count. Yeah. He was one of the most powerful punchers in bantamweight history ever in boxing. Nonito Donaire. Here's Mike Tyson again. Pinklin Thomas. Mike had a whole bunch of uppercut stoppages. There he is, dropping the uppercut on Pinklin Thomas. See it? The left hand this time. I think he got Marvis with the right uppercut. See it? Right on the chin. Right on the button. Look at that. You ain't got nowhere to go but down. You get touched on the button like that. That's Mike Tyson and Pinklin Thomas. Okay. Now this is another Mike Tyson's uppercuts. Stoppages to make this list. He was 20 years old at that time. And he had became the youngest champion of the world. And this fight was the second defense after winning the title against Trevor Berbick, right? And Pinklin Thomas was 29-1 coming into this fight. And Pinklin Thomas was a tough fighter. They took a lot of punishment before eventually falling over from a knockdown. Started off by another Tyson uppercut, and it happened in the 6th round. Mike Tyson. Another Mike Tyson uppercut. Next is the legendary Juan Manuel Marquez. There he is. And that's Juan Diaz. Look at that. Right on the button again. You get hit on a button like that with an uppercut, you ain't got nowhere to go but down. You might go up first, you know, like Joe Frazier did against George Foreman. You might go up first, but you ain't got nowhere to go but to the mat. Look at that, man. The legendary Juan Manuel Marquez. This was in 2009, right? And this was one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history. Okay? Look at that, man. You can't get no more on the button than that. And this fight was for the WBO, IBO, and WBA lightweight titles. Now, it was a back and forth affair starting out. Both was landing some big shots. But Marquez seemed to have technical advantages, though. He was peppering Diaz with jabs and uppercuts. And in the 9th round, one of those uppercuts eventually sent Diaz crashing to the canvas. It was a gruesome sight, but an unforgettable finish. Okay, there it is right there. The legendary Juan Manuel Diaz. Look at that. That's on the butt. Right up under the chin. Now, where is he going? He might go up first, but he's gonna definitely go into the canvas, you know. He caught him with that one. Okay. The next one, yeah, we're gonna get this link time in, is Kirk Johnson versus Lou Savarese. Another good uppercut. Not a very good picture. That's Kirk on the right, Lou on the left. Now, they were heavyweights. Heavyweight boxer Kirk Johnson. Yeah, Jersey Joe. I got him, Azim. I got Jersey Joe on here. Him and as the Charles. He caught up to Charles with a good one. We coming to it, Azim. Yeah, you were 100% right, Azim. Jersey Joe had a very good uppercut, and we coming to him. Now, heavyweight boxer Kirk Johnson. Now, he never won a major heavyweight championship, but he did have some big fights and knockouts over fighters like Oleg Maskayev and Lou Savarese, who he's fought right there. He won the WBO Intercontinental title in 2003 with a violent knockout, which was produced by a vicious uppercut. Came in the 4th round. And guess who? Mike Tyson again. Oh, Lord, I didn't get it. Mike Tyson again. I'm going to get tired of Mike Tyson. There he is. See? Another one. This is against Jose Ribalta, right? Now, this was one of Iron Mike's best uppercuts, this one. The brutality of this one cannot be explained. Only those who have tasted a Tyson uppercut can say what it feels like. And Jose Ribalta got a whole serving of it in the 10th round of their fight in 1986. I think Mike fought like 15 times that year. Or was it 85? I think he fought 15 one year and 11 the next. Because you remember a couple of these was in 86. Now, Ribalta's head was knocked back and looked like it was going to disconnect from his body. But of course it didn't. But he didn't survive much longer after the punch. And Tyson went on to win by a 10th round TKO. Yeah. You had like 4 or 5 of Mike's in here. Yeah, Mike had a serious uppercut. And left hook too, remember? Joe and them can tell you about it. Joe, Bruce Gas, they hardcore. They can tell you about that Mike uppercut and left hook. Yeah. Would you say, Joe, he still wants Tyson? Right now in 2024? Yeah, okay. Let me see, what's next? Next is Larry Holmes and Mike Weaver. There's Larry and Mike. I couldn't find the uppercut, but there's Larry and Mike. Larry on the left, Mike on the right. Larry caught him with an uppercut in that fight. But, well, yeah. The knockout, the knockdown Larry Holmes had over Mike Weaver in the 1979 fight was one of the heavyweight champions' best punches ever. In a close and competitive fight, Holmes found an opening in the 11th round and knocked Weaver down with an uppercut that led to him winning the fight by TKO in the 12th round. It shows how important one shot, especially the uppercut, can be in a fight, because it was back and forth. And Holmes finally found an opening in the 11th and got that uppercut in it and dropped him. And it led to him winning in the next round. You know, Weaver never really recovered from that uppercut. Yeah. This was in 1979, way back then. Me and Bruce Gas might have been the only ones to see that fight. I don't know how old Joe is. He seemed like he goes way back. Well, he knows a lot about way back. Yeah. Okay, that's Ike Ibebuchi and Chris Bird. Okay? Ike Ibebuchi and Chris Bird. We might not get all of them because I'm going to drop the link about 2:30, something like that. Yeah. Now, Ike Ibebuchi's career is filled with so many what ifs, because before he went to prison in 1999, he had a record of 20-0, had never been beat, and some fan favorite fights, including this fight with David. This was not the one. He had a fight with David Tua in 1997. And this fight with David Tua had the record for the most punches thrown in a heavyweight fight. Get this, 1,730 total punches between him and David Tua was thrown in that fight. Okay? And he had a lot of good fights before he went to prison. And the last fight before he went to prison was against undefeated Chris Bird in 1999. A vicious Iberebuchi uppercut in the 5th round sent Bird to the canvas. And shortly after that, Iberebuchi won by TKO. Later in the same round, the uppercut started it. And this man had a promising career. He was 20-0, but got caught with his hand in the cookie jar and went to prison. You know, it happens. We got B-Hop next. There's B-Hop. Yeah, that's B-Hop on the right. He's fighting Joe Lipsy. A guy named Joe Lipsy. Okay. Bernard Hopkins had his most exciting fights in the middleweight division. And it was during the middle years of his career. Like when he fought Joe Lipsy in 1996. Now, B-Hop was 28-2-1 at the time, and Lipsy came into the fight at 25-0. Now, B-Hop entered the fight and Lipsy's career in the 4th round with a big uppercut that resulted in a knockout. And Lipsy retired shortly after that fight. Yep. Ended the fight and the man's career. David Diaz versus Armando Santa Cruz. Now, David was on the receiving end of an uppercut earlier, remember? This time, on the giving end. There he is. David on the left, see? Uppercut to, who is that? Armando Santa Cruz. Now, comeback knockouts don't happen very often in boxing, but when they do, they are amazing to watch. This one came on the undercard of the Oleg Maskaev versus C. Rockman pay-per-view event in 1999. Now, Diaz was losing by 5 points on 2 scorecards going into the 10th round of this fight against Jose Armando Santa Cruz. But with one punch, Diaz turned the tables on Cruz and turned the whole fight around, sent Cruz to the canvas with an uppercut. He followed up on it and earned a TKO win shortly after the knockdown. Yep, that uppercut turned the whole fight around for David Diaz. Ernie Shavers and Jimmy Ellis. That's Ernie Muhammad Ali. I couldn't find him at Jimmy Ellis, but that's Ernie. Okay. Now, Jimmy Ellis, this was in 1973. And Ernie Shavers' 1973 knockout of Jimmy Ellis had to be included on this list. Ellis was the aggressor during the opening moments of the fight, staggering Shavers a few times, right? But Shavers withstood the barrage and he delivered a devastating uppercut that sent Ellis to the canvas before the first round came to an end. The uppercut was just as memorable as the comeback, okay? Got him out of there in the first round. Ernie Shavers. And a lot of those legendary fighters from the 70s that fought Ernie say Ernie was the hardest puncher. I told you the story about Ernie and Sylvester Stallone, right? Ernie was auditioning for a part in one of the Rocky films in the 70s, right? And him and Sylvester was sparring. And Ernie was taking it easy because Sylvester not a trained boxer, trained to take punches and sparred and everything, So Ernie was taking it easy. And Sylvester said, "Come on, Ernie." Sylvester Stallone said, "Come on, Ernie, stop taking it easy. Show me something." To make a long story short, Ernie hit Sylvester in the side and he did not get the part, okay? Sylvester was like, "Nah, I don't even want to be acting, taking punches from this guy." But he told him to show him something. And Ernie hit him, and Sylvester like, sorry, Ernie, we're gonna bring somebody else in for this role. You don't get it. But Ernie was taking it easy. It was Sylvester Stallone asked him to show him something, right? But that's Ernie. Yeah, I talked about Ernie and Jimmy up. Next is George Foreman and Jerry Cooney. There you go. Yeah, that was nasty, man. That uppercut was nasty. What's up, Ray Patterson? What's going on, RP? Was you at the fight Saturday, RP? Or you didn't make it? I know you said that you was thinking about it last week, but you wasn't sure. It was a good card. Salute, RP. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey in the building. Salute, RP. Welcome aboard. We're talking about the uppercut today. We're going to have a little link time in a few. Appreciate everybody rocking with me today. It's Monday, beginning of another week. Yeah, this one was George Foreman versus Jerry Cooney, okay? Now, George Foreman is arguably the hardest puncher in the history of boxing. You can make a very good argument for George. And he has the knockouts to prove it, right? He had 76 wins, 68 came by knockout, including his knockout of Jerry Cooney in 1990. In the second round, Foreman dropped Cooney with 2 right hands. Now, Cooney made it up for the count, but was knocked out immediately after that by a Foreman short, vicious uppercut. And I mean, it was vicious, man. It hurt me watching it. I only watched that once. I couldn't watch that. That was bad. That was bad. Did I do that already? Yeah. Michael Spinks and Marvin Johnson. That's Michael. I couldn't find that one. Michael Spinks. Now, this fight featured a young Michael Spinks from 1981. Spinks came into the fight just 15-0, taking on Johnson, the veteran. Johnson was 27-4. Now, Spinks landed the left uppercut in the 4th round to earn the knockout victory. And that was the 10th knockout of his young career up to that point, out of his first 15 fights. So he had a pretty good knockout rate going. Michael did at that point. Okay. Matthew Saad Muhammad, Ladi Umwale, or something like that. There's Matthew Saad Muhammad. Now, after winning and defending the WBC light heavyweight title 5 times, Matthew Saad Muhammad took on Ladi Umwale. I'm going to say Ladi. Ladi was 21-0 at the time. But Matthew Saad Muhammad ended the fight in the 4th round with a perfect one-punch uppercut. And he would go on to defend the title 3 more times before losing to one of the best light heavyweight boxers ever, the White Muhammad. Okay? And we got that guy again, Ernie Shavers. There he is, Ken Norton. Ernie Shavers, Ken Norton. Ernie Shavers, Ken Norton. Yeah, we might get all of them in and drop the link. Okay. Ernie Shavers versus Ken Norton. Now, what happens when you put 2 of the heaviest hitters in boxing against each other? Fans get to see a great fight, a great knockout, and sometimes both. At the end of Ernie Shavers' career, he had compiled a record of 75 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw, 69 knockouts and 75 wins. That's a pretty good knockout. Okay. Now, Ken Norton retired with a record of 42 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. Ken had 33 knockouts. Oh, decent knockout rates. Now, Shavers had attempted to win a heavyweight championship during his career, but he never succeeded. One of the best fighters to never win a championship. It was the era he was in. He was in the golden era of heavyweights. No doubt Ernie Shavers would have a title nowadays. No doubt about it. But that era then, Ali, Foreman, Frazier, Cooney, all those guys, Holmes, Bonavina, Norton, did I say Ellis? Yeah, it was hard to get a title in that era. But When Shavers fought Ken Norton in a non-title fight in 1979, he knocked him out in the second round. Guess what? With an uppercut. With an uppercut. Lennox Lewis went up against Michael Grant. Lennox Lewis versus Michael Grant. We're going to get ready to drop the link very short. You still in here, old school? Lennox Lewis might have had the best uppercut in the sport. In this fight with Michael Grant, Lewis went up against a boxer who was undefeated and had been a candidate for Fight of the Year in 1999 versus Andrew Galata. But Lennox wasted no time and put Grant down several times in the fight. He ended it in the second round with a remorseless uppercut. Now, we come to one of the biggest upsets, not just boxing, sports history. James Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. This upset rivals that, remember the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team beat the Russians? That was one of the biggest upsets in sports history. Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson rivals that, man. Buster was 42-1 odds. I've talked about it many times, remember? Douglas came into this fight with Mike Tyson as a 42-1 underdog. In the days before the fight, most important fight of his career, Douglas's mother died, right? And he had no intention of dropping out of this fight and not fulfilling his dreams of becoming the world heavyweight champion. But he would have to do it against the unbeaten and one of the most intimidating fighters ever in the history of boxing. Now, Douglas went down in round 8, but he beat the count. And it was a disputed part of the fight. Don Kingdom said he got a long count. Now, in the 10th round, Douglas put Tyson on the mat for the first time in his career. And the punch that started it off was the uppercut. And it was a merciless punch that ended the fight. And Don Kingdom, they said Buster got a long count and Mike got a quick one. But nothing ever came of it. Buster got the win in one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. No doubt. Michael Spinks versus Montel Griffin. We're going to move it ahead. I'm going to go past that one because I want to get this link in. This is the one I want to talk about. Azim, here you go. Jersey Joe Walcott and Ezra Charles. There it is. No, that's not the one. Where's Jersey Joe and Ezra Charles? That's Buster. Bear with me for a minute. Oh, Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis is before Jersey Joe. Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis, there it is. See, there's Susie Q. Susie Q getting the uppercut in. That was the name of Rocky Marciano's right hand, Susie Q. Okay? Now, two of the greatest heavyweight boxers ever met for the first time in their respected careers. Marciano had some of the best uppercuts in boxing, and he showed his power and relentless pressure through 8 rounds of the last fight of Joe Louis's career. And after landing a series of uppercuts and left hooks, Marciano put Louis down in the 8th round and threw the ropes, right? It was the final moment of Joe Louis's career. Marciano would continue to fight until he achieved a 49-0 record and retired from the sport in 1956. 14 years later, in 1969, after retiring at the age of 46, The Rock died tragically in a plane crash. One of my favorites, Rocky Marciano, and I always defend him. Old school got me upset one day talking about Rocky was fighting. People past their prime. Let me do this one, then I'm going to put the link. Yeah, Joe, there we go, Azim. Joe Walcott and Ezra Charles. Joe Walcott and Ezra Charles, okay? Now, Joe Walcott versus Ezra Charles. This is a fan favorite of uppercuts. And this is one of the best knockouts in boxing history. Two legendary heavyweights, again, like Rocky and Joe Louis, Jersey Joe Walcott, and Ezra Charles fought. They fought 4 times. Ezra Charles won the first 2. Jersey Joe won the last 2. And their third fight, which this was for the world heavyweight title. And it featured the only knockout of the 4 fights. And words cannot describe how amazing the punch was. Walcott landed a combination of a left hook and an uppercut. And many people call it the upper hook, remember? And the punch left Charles down and out for the kill. Okay, let me do this. Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. I gotta get that. I can't leave without doing that monster from Baltimore. Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. There it is. There it is. I just gotta find it in my notes. Oh, there it is. Number 30. I had 30. Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Now, Davis scored one of the most impressive wins of his career to date, to that point, when he faced off against Leo Santa Cruz on Halloween night, 2020. At the time, it was one of the biggest tests in Davis's career, but he passed with flying colors. The fight was finished. Now, the fight was entertaining from start to finish, but Davis turned up the intensity in the 6th round. He cornered Santa Cruz against the ropes and unleashed a frightening uppercut that left Santa Cruz unconscious before he even hit the ground. It was the first time Santa Cruz had ever been stopped in his decorated boxing career. Okay, let me drop the link. You still in here, old school? Yeah, that was the one, Azini. I got a few more, but I'm gonna drop the link and talk about a few more. Well, I'm waiting. Old school want to tell us about his theory. In the fight Saturday, in the Osaki Foster and Stacey Rob. Bear with me. I'll be finished in a moment. I've been doing this for a while, but I still, like Remo said, I'm not technology. I'm not a technology person, but I'm gonna get her done. Okay. Don't leave. It's old school. Old school, you still in here? What, man? I didn't see nothing in the chat. There we go. There it is. Okay, that link is for everybody. Anybody. All are welcome. Okay. But yeah, I can talk about a few more other things. While I'm waiting for somebody to do it. Old school said he has something. We had the Mike Tyson and Michael Spinks one, remember? That's the fight I was talking about. Jay said that's those. Basically, it's not connected, old school. Device not connected. Let's see. There you go. Okay. There we go, old school. Now you're connected. What's happening?
What's happening?
Oh, not too much, man. Another day talking this boxing history.
Here's something to start watching out for.
Yeah.
Whenever you start seeing ridiculous punch stats in these fights, watch how bad the decisions are.
Yeah.
I was in KQ's chat and I was telling everybody when I started seeing the bad punch stats during the rounds, I was like, get ready. It's coming.
Because you know, old school, those punch stats, that's just people hitting buttons. They say carpet box, ain't nothing computerized about it though, because that's like a misleading thing, you know.
Yeah,
I used to think
now
something
look,
on the gloves going to a computer or something at first, but it's just ain't nothing computerized about it, you know.
when they put out that decision, they didn't go off of who was hitting who and what was landing or anything. What they went off of is Conceição was aggressive.
Yeah, that's what they
He
went
was the
by.
most aggressive fighter. Boom, they gave him
100%.
the decision.
That's what they used, yeah. 100%. Yeah.
It kind of tells me that the judges are fucking clueless.
Yeah. And they were saying that they had some inexperienced judges doing it. I think they said one of them was his first fight or something. I think I heard somebody say that. Did you hear anything like that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Somebody said that. Yeah, I forgot who it was. Yeah, said one of the judges was his first championship fight. First championship. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, dude, like I said, I'm sitting there watching the punch stats for the rounds, and I'm like, oh my God, how are they this off? And then I've noticed whenever you start getting ridiculous ass bullshit like that, you usually get crap freaking decisions to go with it. It's like they spent so much money on the card that they didn't spend no money on the judges, no money on the refs, no money on the fucking nobody.
Who was refereeing that fight, old school? Who was the referee for that one? I can't.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah, but and then whenever you see them take a long time like that, turn them in, something is up, man.
Yeah,
it took a long time. Because the judges are separated; they can't confer during the fight. So once them cards get together, it's some doctoring going on, man.
Yeah.
You make them look like they want them to look. Yeah. But yeah, it was bad. Maybe they get a rematch. I don't know if he had a clause in there or whatever. They both.
I told D1, I said, man, you see the way Foster's not letting his hands go. I said,
yeah,
I'm telling you, bro. I said these judges, they're gonna bite him in the ass. Sure enough.
A lot of times, them fighters don't finish. You gotta finish, man. You can't just take for granted you got it.
But if you're a pure boxer, you still have to be aggressive if you want to win fights.
Yeah, that's how it is nowadays. That's just what it is, man. That's just. I mean, they got to keep that in mind because that's just how it is nowadays.
Because we got judges that don't give a crap. They're just gonna call it whatever they feel it is. Half of them don't even know what the hell they're looking at, and this is why we keep getting these crap decisions. Why don't they hire? You got people like Riddick Bowe, you got people like Amanda Holyfield, all going to these fights. Why are they not hiring these guys to judge these fights?
That would be a good idea. They know what they're looking at. They've been in there.
They would give these guys a few dollars in their freaking pockets for one fucking thing. Another thing is, at least you got somebody who knows what the hell they're looking at judging the fight.
I think the fans would appreciate it more if you had some ex-fighters doing it,
Yeah. Like I said, at least you would have somebody that knows what the hell they're looking at.
Know what they're looking at. There's Tim Layton and Gregory Pratt. Tim and GP in the building. Yeah, you're right, old school. Old school, why you didn't call me? We could have did the
I didn't know I was going to be on. I kept waiting, and Wynn picked up, and then he talked about warehouse work, and then he changed his mind on that because I don't know.
We could,
I didn't know I was going to be off to the last minute. I kept waiting.
Okay. Yeah. Because, we still got this Sunny Liston thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. When y'all coming on again? The Angry White Man? Tomorrow?
Friday.
Friday? What happened to Tuesday? You said something about Tuesday one time.
Yeah, well, we're still trying to work on a date that's good for him and it's good for me. And then usually if I'm getting off late, he's off early. And if I'm off early, he's off late.
Okay. So y'all got Friday, though. I like when y'all came
on Friday for sure.
Saturday. That was good after the fight, sir. That was fire, too. Saturday after the fight. commentary. There's the Asiatic black man.
Well, I told D1 and after almost when the Shakur fight was over, I said, "Look, bro, let's go live." I said, "Because there's gonna be controversy around this Foster fight. I want to try and see if I can shed some light."
Yeah, there's the Asiatic black man. What's up?
Oh, blessings, man.
Shakur
is horrible, man. Worst fighter we've seen in many, many years, man.
Who is that?
He's a horrible fighter to watch.
Who you talking about?
Shakur Stevenson.
Oh,
man.
Shakur. Okay.
Yeah. Get well soon, William Olsen. Shakur, please
stop
on my TV, man. You're a horrible fighter. You're not Bernard Hopkins. Boring, man. Boring. People would sleep, man. Yeah. I can't get that hour of my life back. I'm real mad about that, Cash. I can't get that hour or two of my life back.
Yeah.
It was a horrible fight.
Can't get it back.
I'm upset about that, man. That was a garbage fight.
Yeah.
Shakur did what he always did. He blamed everybody but himself. Yeah. And I know my brother Bob Arum, handpicked by Muhammad himself. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's saying good riddance, man.
Hey, BBO. Let me ask you this, BBO. Did you ever see Sweet Pea fight, BBO?
Sweet Pea was exciting.
Okay. What's the difference between him and Shakur?
Oh,
aggression.
Huh?
Aggression.
Aggression, okay.
Yeah. Flat out aggression.
Huh?
Sweet Pea and Bernard Hopkins were not big punchers, but they were never this boring. Never.
Nope.
Never, ever. But
neither was Floyd.
Salute to my man. Oh, neither was Floyd as well. Salute to my man William Old School. Get well soon. It's your boy BBO, the Asiatic black man, original man sent from God himself. I'm out of here, y'all.
Okay. Hey, Old School, are you home now? Okay, BBO, appreciate you, bro. Are you home now, Old School?
Yeah, I'm home.
Okay. Oh, I
made it. I made it home like Friday. And a couple hours before the show and shit.
Okay. What's up, Bruce Gas?
I just come on to say hello. Hey, there's not a lot of noise in my background, is it? Because I'll get off.
No, you good.
What up, Bruce?
You all right?
William Old School, brother. What's happening, man?
I like the new name, Bruce.
Well, see, I decided to start a new channel because you know, man, I love weed. I love everything about it. I've been doing it since 1969, and I kind of want to keep my channel more like the boxing and the jazz, and I'm going to do a channel just for the cannabis, and this way I can get into it. I can really break it down like I do boxing. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah.
Well, if anybody's got the experience, it's you, Bruce.
There you go, William. Willie Nelson, Mike Tyson, fucking Snoop Dogg and me. We're the fucking highway.
Like people
so you still got that boxing, jazz, and more channel too, then, right?
Absolutely, bro. In fact, I'm going to do a trivia contest tonight. I got a 50-question boxing trivia coming on at 8 o'clock tonight. $25 cash app prize.
Okay. Y'all heard that tonight, 8 o'clock on Bruce Gas, boxing trivia. What did you think about the fight Saturday, Bruce?
I'll tell you, man. Shakur, NyQuil Stevens, man. It just I really think he's got a lot to prove, man. Because I talked to somebody that went to the fight, and they told me that they were booing him after the 5th round. By the 7th, 8th round, a quarter of the people had walked out of the arena. This is no way to treat a hometown hero, man. This is not going to get him his fame and his fortune, bro. And he turned down $15 million from Top Rank. What is he thinking?
Who else is going to get that to him?
Really, man. Maybe he's waiting for that sweet Saudi money to come rolling in. But the performances that he's put on in the past couple of fights, that's not worthy of pay-per-view.
No,
that's not even worthy of staying up past midnight to watch.
No. What did you think about the decision everybody talking about, Bruce? Still, Shaq and Rob's safety out.
Well, see, a lot of people, they have the hindsight. They go back, they watch the fight again. Oh, it wasn't that close. See, to me, when you're judging a fight, you watch that fight one time, and you check. You go round to round, and you check off the fighter who won that round. When it's over, you add the scores up. And I did that, and I thought that freaking Cansankio did not win that fight. he wasn't landing a lot of punches, but Foster had a great defense. He was keeping those punches at bay. He could have been a little busier, and he could have put an exclamation point on that fight. But as far as the decision went, I thought it was a robbery. But see, I look at it from businessman. I'm saying, could this possibly be a top-ranked scheme to get that title, give it to Consequio, and then feed him to one of their young lions, their 135-pound fighters? I mean, it makes business sense.
Yeah.
Either that, or like I said, Bruce, some of these judges don't know what the shit they're looking at, and they just judge off aggression. And I think that's what they did in this fight.
It was interesting. We got 3 cards.
Takedown was the more aggressive dude,
Yeah.
And if you got a casual judge, you don't know what the crap they're looking at, that's what they're going to do. They're going to judge off aggression.
Yeah. I can see that happening. Old school, Yep. I can see that happening. But we got a fight card on Friday. Chocolatito is back in the ring, y'all. This week.
Oh.
Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito. It's fighting Saturday.
I think that's the only fight of the weekend too, isn't it?
Yeah. It is the one
Friday. Hasn't even trained with Bam.
Yeah. They best of friends. Yeah. Look at him like a little brother. Yep.
Iron sharpens iron.
Friday.
Yeah, him and Bam are very close. Yeah. Dr. Tito and Bam. Yeah.
And then we got that big fight over the weekend, man. The Boots Ennis brawl.
Yeah.
The
Boots. David Abenesian. Good. It's a good card. Got Sky Nicholson is on it too. He's a WBC, I think it's featherweight for the women. Where's she from? Australia or somewhere like that? I can't remember. She's a pretty good young female fighter. I like her. Y'all ever seen her fight? Sky Nicholson, Southpaw.
Oh yeah.
Got a nice jab, man. Moves.
Nice little body too.
Oh, your girl got beat. Old school. What was her name? Well, we used to talk
about. I know.
What was her name? I can't remember.
Ebony Bridges.
Yeah, Ebony Bridges, yeah. Did she ever fight since then, since she got beat?
No.
No.
Let's face it, bro. I'm not looking at Ebony's fight. Okay?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But it was bad. But yeah, we should be okay this weekend. And we had Pro Box Wednesday?
Yeah, we're supposed to have Pro Box this week.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Wednesday. So we're in good shape. So yeah, 8 o'clock tonight is the Bruce Gas trivia show. Okay. I'll be over there for that.
I'm putting it together as we speak. I'm doing the last few questions. You got to do multitasking in this YouTube game, man.
Yeah, I know. For sure.
Oh, speaking of somebody you were talking about earlier, Cass.
Who's that?
See Savarese?
Lou Savarese?
Right.
Yeah.
My uncle was Buck Savarese, second cousin to Lou Savarese.
Oh, really?
My godfather, I mean.
Are they from down in your area, New Orleans? I mean, Louisiana?
No, they're from up north.
Okay.
My godfather had moved to Louisiana from up north.
That was his cousin, right?
Yeah, second cousin. I saw pictures of Lou Savarese when he was little.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You got a deep history in boxing. You said your father was a boxer in the Army, right? What was it?
In the Navy.
Navy.
In the Navy.
Yeah, one branch. Okay. Yeah. Wow. You didn't ever get to meet Lou, did you?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay.
No, but when he fought, when he got his ass knocked out by Tyson, I was at my uncle's house. He invited me over, and he was like, "Come watch my cousin get knocked out tonight."
Wow. Well, at least he was real about it.
Hey, he had a good fight with George Foreman, if you recall, man. That was a really close fight.
Yeah, he did with Big George.
Yeah, my uncle knew the writing on the wall,
Right.
When it came to him and Tyson.
But least he was in there, man. You know, he went up the ropes,
Yeah.
went up the steps, and went between them ropes. You get my respect. Anybody that does that, you know.
Hey, he was successful for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, when you start your weed channel and you go back in history, you need to talk about the old names to the weed, like Sensimillion, Red Bud, Colombian Gold, the old stuff.
It wasn't nothing like
Hawaiian.
Million, man. Back in the day, remember?
See, there's a little thing I can tell you guys right now. The Sensimillion, those L's are silent. That's Mexican. That's Sensimilla.
Really?
Well, yeah. All these years I hear people say that, but it's like I mean there are a lot of Spanish words like that, but it's Sensimilla. Those L's are.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're ever in the midst of some high grade weed heads and you say that, man, they're gonna look at you like, uh-oh. So
yeah. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I heard it called before.
Absolutely, William Olson.
Sensimillion was some of the best taste of weed. God.
Yeah. It was.
Well, you know what that word means? That word it's Spanish for seedless.
Right.
That's exactly what Sensimilla is. It's seedless in Spanish.
Right. Yeah.
That was the trick that they learned. They learned to kill the male plants off and create these females that keep producing pollen, looking for males to impregnate them, and they just keep dripping that gooey resin, and old Sensimilla. That's an old term. The Mexican torture trick, they call that. The sex torture trick. Kill the males.
Dang.
I want to do that because I like to talk about it, but I don't like to do it on my boxing channel because it kind of infringes. And people are there to hear boxing, so I'll do my own weed channel because, bro, I've been involved with marijuana since 1969. I went to college in 1974. I bought a quarter pound, and I've never looked back since, bro. I've just been fucking. Oh God, I'm probably. Without bullshitting, I've been fucking involved with thousands of pounds of weed in my fucking illustrious career.
On the weed, they know what they get, on the weed channel. Yep, they know exactly what they get. Yep.
Bruce, in my bad days, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I used to drive from Louisiana to San Antonio, pick up 40 to 50 LBs at a freaking time, dude. Wow. But that was being bad.
Yeah.
Well, you were actually probably being good to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't get caught, so it ain't wrong if you don't get caught,
Oh, Bob, look back though, and I'm thinking of years I could have got going from state to state and with weapons, and oh my God, dude.
Might have been still in prison.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn.
Things have changed so much.
Yeah. I remember we used to take, and I had a 280ZX I was driving. Mm-hmm. And then I'd have two friends with fast cars. One would drive in front of me, one would drive behind me. So when we come to the road, where the state police were parked and everything, checking cars going through, they wouldn't stop in every car. They would ride behind you and pull you over. Well, my friends would speed up and speed through past them so that they would grab them and I could keep going. That's the way we did it.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, that was my bad days getting in trouble.
Like Bruce said, it was probably good to a lot of people, though. You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah. You kidding me? They were saying prayers make sure William Old School makes it through, bro. You kidding me?
Yeah. A lot of people was counting on your Old School.
Oh, that was, too.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it's almost 4. We're getting ready to get out of here. But I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
I'll be over tonight, Bruce. Tonight, 8 o'clock, everybody. Bruce Gas. We have the trivia contest going on.
Having that laptop that I went over here, man, makes it a lot easier to do these trivia shows, man.
I got to get me, man. I got to get me a new laptop. Mine died out a while back, and I ain't had one since.
What did you do your show on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I mean, when I'm saying I'm broke, I'm freaking broke. I've never been this broke in my life.
But everything's coming through okay. It sounds nice and clear and everything, when you do it. So it's working out. Yeah. Sounds good. Y'all do it.
All right, guys. I'll let y'all later.
Okay. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace, Bruce. Take care. See you on tonight. Appreciate you, old school. Okay, everybody. We are getting ready to put another Cast Sports in the history books. Appreciate everybody for rocking with me today. Let me see. There's my names at. Oh, there they go. I had a whole bunch of them. I'll have to stop doing this because I got so many now. But anyway, Gregory Pratt, #JBT. Tim Layton, #JBT. VVO Boxing TV. Ray Patterson. Azim Shabazz. Lonnie Lee, #JBT. Al Booger. Blitz Tactique. Mike Rim. Holmes Smith. Flawless Mentality. J Hardcore. Let's Talk Fashion. The Boxing Menu Podcast. Joe. Mike Mazik. Melanin Queen 27. D1. Miss Cass, #JBT. William Old School of Rant, #JBT. And Bruce Gass. Cannabis, Education, and Entertainment TV. Appreciate Bruce Gass and Old School for coming up onto the panel, helping me out today. Don't forget tonight, Bruce Gass comes on at 8 o'clock. Trivia show. William Old School of Rant comes on Friday with D1, the Angry White Men podcast at 10. But right now it's time for Just Do Boxing at 4. This is Cast Sports. Everybody have a great day. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is boxing between 1901 and 19. Everybody have a great day.